everyone, welcome back to Techtastic. We finally have another tech video for you here. This is my most recent e-waste find. It's a Toshiba satellite laptop. It looks to be in pretty good condition. I have yet to fire it up. I haven't tried to turn it on, so I wanted to do that on camera. It's currently unplugged. It has not been plugged in since I've gotten it. Otherwise than having that information, it has a Intel Pentium processor running Windows 7. Otherwise than that, I don't know anything about it. The model number on the bottom is satellite C675. But I wanted to do this on camera. Don't mind the light reflection. I wanted to do this on camera just to see what we can get out of this Toshiba. Maybe clean it up, throw it on eBay like we did with the last laptop I had on the channel. Let's see. Should I go wide angle? Sure. So let's plug her in. We're gonna do this right off. Jump right into it. Okay. I'm not seeing any lights right off. Oh, I do have a light right here. Excellent. So it looks like it is trying to charge. The light's a little bright. There, that's better. Okay, so we have a charge light which is flashing. I don't know if that's good or not.
No.
So let's go ahead and press the power button and hope for the best. Not looking good. Okay, so I want to apologize about this big light up here. I'm sorry I don't have the best lighting set up at the moment. But this is what we got to work with. So I popped the battery out right here. We'll see if that made a difference or not. The orange flashing light did go out. Don't know if that's good or bad. Let's let it go. Oh, we have a green light. And I hear noises. Okay, so I've gone ahead and I've hooked up an external monitor because it sounds like the computer is working. I hear hard drive noises. I've heard every noise, fans and everything. That sounds like it's working. We have a green light on in the bottom here. So I'm going to plug in this external monitor. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the PC does work. I'll have to blur that out. That's somebody's pictures. But yeah, so we do have a functioning Windows 10, and I'll have to blur that as well. But yeah, so this PC does work. We just don't have a screen at the time being. So let's shut it down, and I'll see if I can fix it. Okay, so I've gone ahead and turned on some different lighting. It's still kind of dark, but I think it's okay to get the point across. I've done some research on this laptop, and it does not seem to be worth fixing. They're only worth about $30 to $40, and then you have to add eBay fees and shipping on top of that, or actually minus that off, and it's not really worth my time of digging into it and struggling with it. But what I am going to do is do a little teardown video and turn this into a teardown video. I am going to pull that hard drive out and make sure it's completely wiped with those people's information on it, and then I'll either puncture the hard drive or just completely full format it, go all the way through it on a separate PC and just delete everything. And so I guess we're going to tear into a take apart video and see what we can pull out of this laptop. So first, let's start by removing the keyboard. I did put some lights around my neck lights here. They just kind of go around, and so you might see those flashing around. But to start taking the keyboard off, there's a little bar that goes right across the top. I'm just gonna get a straight head screwdriver and just get up underneath of it, and it flies right off. Just like that, no damage done. It's just got little clip tabs underneath. Everything looks a little dirty. That's because it is. It did come from the dump, so it's a little dusty and dirty, but no big deal. And then there's one screw here, one screw there, there, and there. And I'll take those right out. Okay, so those 4 screws are removed. Let me put my tools aside. So the keyboard should just pull right up, and there's going to be a ribbon cable attached to the bottom. Don't mind my hand. So you can see there's a ribbon cable attached to the bottom. And right here where it goes into the computer is a little clip that flips up takes just a little bit of force and it pops right up. It just folds right under. And then the ribbon cable should just pull right off, indeed. And we have removed the keyboard. We're gonna put that aside over, let's say just right here. I've actually never taken one of these apart before, so I have to look as I go. It looks like we'll have to go in from the bottom next. Okay, we're now on the bottom of the computer, so we're going to start by opening up just the general service trays, where this one should be the RAM, which it is. Okay, so we have, looks like 4 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM. I was expecting DDR2, but we're going to pull that aside. And we know it works because the computer booted, so that's a good set of DDR3 RAM. If I could maybe get it out, there we go. Okay, so there we go. We have 2 sticks of DDR3 RAM, which is excellente. So then there's another service door right over here, which is going to be the hard drive, just another single screw. And that one just pops right up as well. And then there we go. Here is our hard drive. And I'm going to make fully sure this hard drive gets completely erased. Put that aside. So now there is a ton of screws here, there, and over here off the camera, and there's 2 there. And there's a lot of screws to take out, so let me take the screws out and we'll see what we can get a hold of. So I've got all the screws removed, and just a little tip and trick when you're doing screws on the bottom of laptops like this, once you get them unscrewed with your screwdriver, what I like to do is just wave my magnet tray over the screw hole, and it'll grab hold of the screw that's in the hole. And if the screw doesn't come out, then you probably need to unscrew it a little more. So now, if we flip this laptop back over, oh, there's a couple more screws that I couldn't get out. Flip this laptop back over, open it. The top section should be ready to come off. Yep, so just on the corner, just going to peel up and slowly work your way around the edges. Now it does make a lot of... Yes, I did. I missed 2 of them, rather. There are 2 larger screws here and here. Those are going to have to come out as well. They're pretty short little screws. As you can see, they're pretty darn small. So those 2 do need to come out. Oh, wait a minute. There's another screw right here. My goodness, I'm missing all kinds of them. There's another screw there. There we go. It's off. Okay, so now that it's off, underneath, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a wire right there that's holding it down, so we will have to disconnect that wire first. So that wire is actually located right here in this little hole. Alright, so I got a pair of tweezers. These should help to get that out of there. Wire's out. This cover should come off. Yes, it will. Alrighty, so the whole cover plate is off. You can see that the trackpad set up right there, so if we need to repair that, you just have to pop this whole plate off, and it's right there along with the buttons. The rest of the sensor pad is here for the clickers on the mouse. But underneath the hood here we have the standard CD drive, pretty similar amongst most laptops. We have the main board, cooling fan, so if your fans are really loud, you can change this fan maybe, or just clean it out. This one's quite dusty, as it looks like. We have a Wi-Fi chip card. The CPU is on the opposite side of this bracket, so it's under the motherboard. You can see the laptop has a lot of small cables. I do want to look at the display connection, which is right here. It does not appear, oops, it does not appear to be damaged in any way. It's hard to say. It may be damaged right there, but it looks like all the wires are intact. So it tells me that there's a main board mainboard problem with the display, reasoning why the screen is not turning on. Or it could be something with the LCD display. Let me zoom me back out here. So the wire for the display does run from here, from the main board, up here, around the CD drive, and then up into the screen, right at this hinge. It's not really something that I want to get into. I don't like dealing with screens just because they're so fragile. That's the only wire that looks like runs to the screen. This wire here goes to the power plug on the laptop. This is where the keyboard was plugged in. We have, I think, what is we got here? A Nuvoton chip. I don't really know what that one does. I've never heard of Nuvoton before, but it's probably pretty common. Otherwise, we have our USB ports. Otherwise than that, not much to show. Here's the power button. If your power button stops working, you can replace that there. The SATA port for the hard drive. Hard drive would sit here on the opposite side. Otherwise, let's I guess we could take out the main board, and I'll show you the screws for that. If I may miss one or two, but there's one here, screw there. There's a screw, two screws up here, 1, 2. That actually looks like it's it. 3 screws, and that motherboard should come out. There's one here for the Wi-Fi card I'll have to take off. Yeah, let me unscrew those and I'll be back. Okay, so actually I lied. The screw here is the only one holding the motherboard on. Those two there are holding for the battery connectors. As you can see right there, those are the pins for the battery. So we don't even have to take the Wi-Fi chip card off. We just have to pull the wires off, which is simple as plug and play. There's a couple little connectors, little flip connectors just like that for the ribbon cables. Those pull right off. What else do we have for wires? We have one here. Just flip up the black little tab, and pull the little ribbon wire right off the motherboard. I think, oh, there's one here for the trackpad. Flip up, pull out. The motherboard should be ready to come out. Let's see. Oh, look at that. Oh, we have the display connection. Need to unplug, which just pulls straight back and out. Almost missed that one. Motherboard up. Did we miss one? Oh, I see. Okay, so the whole radiator wants to come with it. The radiator for the fan wants to come out with the motherboard, so let me find the screw for that. Okay, so there was a screw back here for the fan, and a screw right down here in this little curve of the motherboard. So that fan should be ready to pull up and out. Whoops. Okay, we have a fan. You can see how dusty it is down there. This is a good reason why your laptop's fan starts screaming after a couple years of use. That just has a standard plug and play plug. So we have a fan that's probably going to go in the trash. It's kind of gross. We have another connector here, which is power for something. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, that is power coming from the power supply. Comes into the wire here, plugs into the motherboard, which feeds the battery. So if I can fish some wires out of there. Now I may have to pull up the motherboard with it. Let's see. Okay, motherboard is ready to come out. Now we can just pull those wires straight back. Comes off the motherboard. And there we have it. We have a Toshiba satellite mainboard pulled out of the laptop in less than about 12 minutes. It's not too bad. This is not really worth anything, mainly because it had the black screen and will not function. The CPU is underneath of this big copper heatsink here. There's no way. Actually, this does have a removable CPU, so let me see if I can get that CPU out. Alrighty, the CPU should be ready. The heatsink rather should be ready to come off. Whoops. Oh, it's pretty stuck to the CPU actually. All that thermal paste there we go. Okay, took some force, which is normal. The thermal paste is probably hardened on the CPU. Oh, it absolutely is. See, the thermal paste is like rock solid, and as I said, ugh, that's gross. And as I said before, I'm not worried about damaging this PC. This is mainly just for a educational take apart video because the PC is already dead. The only way it worked was through the external display. So we have the CPU right here. And all we need is a small flathead screwdriver like this one. Stick it in this slot here. Turn to the left 180 degrees, and then the CPU is free. So there's your CPU. Not sure what type. It's a Pentium something. That's how you do it though. Those pins are very fragile on the bottom. You don't want to damage it, but I'm not too concerned about it, so I'm just going to put it aside. So putting the main board aside as well, like I said, I'm not worried about it. All that's left we have is a CD drive, which I'm sure is fairly straightforward. Looks like there's one screw there. Let's see. So you don't even have to take that screw out actually. You just pull the CD drive right out and away it goes. There we go. We have a CD drive, which another thing that's not really savable. No way to test it. So yeah, this is a completely stripped down Toshiba satellite, whoa, C675 laptop. Oh boy. The rest of it's probably going to end up in the waste pile. I hope you enjoyed the take apart video. There's a couple more components left on there, but nothing that I'm too interested in. The screen is clearly junk, as it would not come on. So I'm assuming that's the problem. Main board could be it too, but it's not worth diving into. Hope you enjoyed this destruction-filled video. Have a good day, everybody. Just for an end of video update, what I decided to do is save the keyboard, the cover plate, this little strip from the keyboard, and the two bottom covers for the hard drive and RAM. I think I'm going to throw these parts up on eBay for something like $25 just to see if I can make a quick buck on this laptop. Even though it's junk, I like to try to save some stuff. I mean, it's in excellent shape, just needs a little bit more cleaning. I just need to get my brush out and clean in between the keys and such, but the doors are in great shape. I mean, it's not scratched up much. See what we can list it for.